course, I pay attention to all my good friends who are more attuned to the astrological, to things that are happening in and with the planets and the stars and the alignments. And lo and behold, of course, there's something going on. Of course, there is. We have Mars that today goes into retrograde in Aries. And so I'm not going to go into all the details about Mars because, I know this much. I'm not your expert, but I have people that I can connect you with on this. I can give you some information about it. And I can give you some information about what this is going to mean in general terms. If you want more information, I will gladly point you in the direction of some wonderful astrologers or people who live and breathe this content. And if there's anybody in our group who does and who wants to share, please is what I will say, but I'll get some more information for you. So we have Mars that goes into retrograde today. And so retrograde, we immediately we think about Mercury retrograde because that happens really frequently. And the reason it happens more frequently is because of the orbit. The orbit is much smaller. So our touch point with Mercury is more frequent, right? Because it's a smaller orbit. When you get out to Mars, the orbit is, their year is greater than the Earth because it's the orbit is larger than the Earth. So it takes longer to go around the sun. Mercury is closer to the sun. It takes less time than Earth. So we see it more frequently. It happens 3 or 4 times a year, right? So, and what is a retrograde? So just a little, I'm going to tell you from my perspective what I understand this to be. I haven't been pointed out that I'm completely wrong yet, but maybe. So if I am, and if somebody knows more than me, trust me, I am welcome to receive it. But the interesting thing about astrology and is the perspective, and we look at it from the perspective of where we are, right? So when this was all looked at, it's looked at from being on Earth, right? And there's a point where the planets look like they kind of come back on each other. So we think of an orbit around the sun to be, here's the sun, and here's the planet. So you can see we think it's going to look like this, right? And that is what it looks like in reality. But from the perspective of Earth, from where we are, the planets look like their orbit does this somewhat. Okay, so it comes back in on itself. It's just from our perspective. And this coming back in on itself, going backwards, is a retrograde. Yeah. So it's when it regresses, when it comes back in on itself. And so in general, a retrograde is a chance to come back and reflect and get a chance to kind of do what you were doing again, get a second pass at it, right? Get a second look. Now, depending on the planet and what it houses, what it oversees, right? So each planet has certain attributes. And like Mercury, I'm super keenly aware of this, right? So Mercury is all about communication, contracts, agreements, like the way we communicate, the way we understand each other. And so this is why when Mercury goes into retrograde, everybody's like, "Oh my God, don't sign a contract. Oh my God." And it's a little extreme. I'm just going to say that, right? So the piece to think about really is that it's going to be a chance for everybody involved in an agreement. Let's take a contract like with Mercury retrograde, for everybody in that agreement to look at it again, which may mean it falls through because it's not in everyone's favor. And that can feel like, oh, that's not a good thing. But the truth is, a second look almost always reveals the opportunities that were missed the first pass, or the things that aren't in good alignment, whether it's if it's for the buyer, for example, or for one person in the group, it's really not good for either one. You want a contract that's going to be solid, right? So the same is true with computers or communication. Sometimes in a retrograde, like computers aren't functioning as well, or there's updates, or there are things that like kind of reveal themselves as glitches. So be it. Like it's for me, one of the things that I noticed in the retrogrades this last year for Mercury, it was a over and over an opportunity for me to look at how my systems on the back end, like connecting dots or follow through or my timing on things, really wasn't working. So now, in the middle of it happening, I was just angry. But as I looked back on it, it gave me an opportunity to like seek to streamline, right? So Mars in retrograde, which is what we're hitting now, and that'll go, I think, through November, like mid-November. I am not an expert on this, is really going to be an opportunity for us to go within, and we're going to be experiencing more and more and more of kind of the thing, like get a chance to look at who we are in the world, how we present, how we feel about who we are and how we are showing up in the world. And so it's going to dig up some things that aren't so great. One of the things personally in the last week that's been very interesting for me is there's like this growing edge. I'll share this with you because we know each other, right? And so I'll give you this example. Now, it didn't click in my head until today, and I was thinking about what's happening. But this whole idea of the work that I do, the intuitive aspect of what I do, and what really, really, really excites me, right? I will tell you the work that excites me is much more about teaching, engaging people in trusting their own inner wisdom, like that, like, oh, it's juicy, it's unctuous, right? Hello, hi, Melissa. Oh, good, Melissa. Melissa is a flippin' genius on this stuff. So we were just talking a little bit about the Mars retrograde, and so, and as a matter of fact, I'll point people to what you shared this morning. So I will point the group to you, or unless you want to share it in our feed. So thanks, Melissa. I'm glad you're on, sweetie. So one of the things that I was noticing this week about myself in regard, and it became more clear as I was listening to Melissa and to a couple of other people talking about this Mars retrograde, is that the piece that keeps showing up for me is this line about intuitive into psychic, into predictive, right? That is almost like it's there, but it's not where I want to be or put my energy. And lo and behold, what do you think has happened to me this week? I've had several clients pop up, and the information that flowed through my mouth, through the channel, right, allowing it to come through, upset someone, like really, really, like it came through as though it was set in stone, which is not how I work. And I was like, that is so, and I remember like afterwards not feeling good about it, like personally, like, why did it come up that way? Why was this what was coming up? And I'm like, weird. And then today I got a random call from somebody who just started telling me their situation. And I said, "Hi, what is it you're wanting?" "Well, I want information about what I should do." I was like, "Oh," and everything in me was like, "That's really not what I love." And it like bubbled up in me, and I'm like, and then I could feel kind of this like, do I let that all go? What does that mean? And I don't have the answers to that. Right? And at the exact same time that's happening, new doors that I could never have imagined are opening, relating to some of the meditation work that I'm doing. And here I am. I'm like in this place of where and what is getting my energy and my attention, right? Where am I going to allow that fire within me to rise up and get that attention? And then I was listening to Melissa today. I'm like, I'm going within a lot more, and I'm spending a little bit more time reflecting on what is rising up in me and what is ready to be shed. And so here I am also this week, as I mentioned, I'm doing a garage sale the next 3 days. Yes, pray for me. All y'all, breathe with me. Breathe with me or come visit, one or the other. So, I'm doing a garage sale and talk about shedding, talk about letting go, and I'm going through all my stuff and I'm like, "Why do I have this? Do I need this? Do I need this?" So what's happening in my home environment is now happening in my inner environment. Why am I still creating space for something that does not resonate with the work that I want to do? There are others whose work is ready to emerge, is ready to be, right? Is ready to do this, and it's not me. Does that make sense to everybody? So if you're finding yourself kind of feeling like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what's going on, I don't know if I should do this. Good, 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 good. Stay with it, breathe. You have the technology. That's what this is. That's what we're doing every day, is really giving ourselves the ability to have the technology to be both in our stuff, to experience and honor what is true and real and right for us in the moment, and to allow whatever it is to emerge within us, and to be able to say, oh, that's what I would love, or oh, that's not working for me, and I am willing to let go. The breathing in is the inspiration and the exhale is the surrender, and it is that easy. It is that easy with all things. It's the technology that supports our ability to be more fluid, to be more willing, to be more surrendered to spirit, to what is emerging. And it's not that we don't feel sad. I today I'm feel Before I even got on this call, I was feeling a little sad. I'll be honest. I was feeling unsettled and sad and and maybe even some worry, like washing away, like, who do I think I am? What am I doing? Is this really the way I should go? It would be easier if I went this way. Do what you know. Don't Why are you continually striving to do new things? Right? And then I'm like, I can't imagine not doing that. Like, how boring would my life be? Right? And so I'm getting on with you. I'm all grubby. I'm like, you get me as I am. This is who I am. And this is who I'm going to be. Um and it's good. And more than anything, what I'm emerging in my own consciousness and my own willingness is to do more teaching, to create space for more teaching. That is what is arising in me. And at the same time as like all this is like this energy, this fire in me, like roaring. And then there's this part of me that goes, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, you better shut that down, because what if you light something on fire? What if you have unintended consequences with that amount of fire, right? Of course, of course, of course. So all of you, and I know so many of you are having these experiences of expansion and awareness, and then we go, well, how do I contain it? How do I manage it? How do I not lose myself in it? And I'm like, what is the self that I'm losing? How can I ever be anything other than me? Right? And that's what we're coming to. And so I share all this. I'm like 50 miles a minute, but maybe some of you are feeling this. And Melissa, of course, I will point you guys, or if Melissa, if you want to put a link into what you shared this morning, because Melissa Baker, she's another spiritual teacher here in the Twin Cities. She's amazing. And she and I've been having conversations lately that are so uplifting to my spirit. Um, because one of the things that Melissa does and that I do is that somehow we move in between the established structures. There's a light, there's a different language emerging, there's a different awareness emerging. And so if you're on, you can feel free to share your link, and you guys can go see. She did a live this morning just talking a little bit about this energy. And I find that to be such high level of service, when we just trust exactly what's coming in and not needing to make it all have to make sense, you know? Um, and so I want to thank her for that. I'm very grateful. And I'm very grateful for all of you who show up every day and allow us to do this work together. There's room, right? The table that we imagined. I mean, how many of us imagine like sitting at the table, right? That there's only so many seats. There's kind of that idea, and we have to wait for the opening. The part that we don't see is that for every one of us, every single human being, the seat is there, and we're the ones who have to choose to take it. We have to choose to sit there and and what that means is to honor the holiness in ourselves, honor the divine within, and be willing to show up imperfectly in our scrubs, in our, as in our mess, show up and be, so that we can be seen, we can be heard, we are a part of something greater. Hello, Erin. Hello, Trisha. Hi, Elaine. Hello, everybody. Hi, Kathy. And for all of those in Kathy's watch party, hi. Um, Hi, Michelle. I'm glad you guys are joining. And so I wanted to share that. The other piece that I want to share for those of you who weren't able and are interested in doing the meditation outdoors with me, again, I've got 2 dates and I'm going to be posting those today. September 26th, and it's going to be at the same park, Long Lake Park, and then October 10th. And we're going to hold energy for the most beautiful weather. And I'm really going to encourage us to fill that field. Let's just get as many people to show up as possible. Um, on the 10th, the bathrooms are closed, but they're going to have a porta potty for us. And I'm like, well, that's better than nothing. So I really, really want to make sure that we are sharing this with everybody, that we are inviting everyone that we know. Wouldn't it be lovely to have that field filled with like-souled individuals, with to come together and I, as much as the meditation was wonderful, it was the little groups of people afterwards respecting each other's space, being in that energy together is so powerful. And so I'm really, really excited about that. And I want to thank those who were able to come the first time and let us test the technology, see how it works. And we'll be doing it at the same time on Saturday morning. So um, I'm really, really excited about that. I just got confirmation on the dates. And I'm also I think I'll be working with another park system to create a meditation experience within the parks. And what's really interesting is that that's not at all on my vision board, right, of what I wanted to do, and yet it's part of the energy of when I saw that field open, that I saw the number of people that this work impacts and can feel and experience, and that got me excited. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I'm really, really excited to be able to do this. And we're gonna do it together. And so hopefully those dates work for you. I will post that today. But it's gonna be amazing. So invite as many people as you can to be there, and we'll just show up. And it's going to be a different meditate. The meditation will be close to the same, but there'll be a different message, and there'll be a couple of different things so that it's just a little bit different every time. So I hope you can join and be there. And on the October one, I'm going to ask people to bring their drums, and so that we can drum together, which I think will be beautiful. I think it'll be a beautiful way to engage the energy. So super excited. Yay. So we are at 12:23. Oh, Mary Jo, I see. I get it and trust emergence versus waiting. It is clear and set up perfectly. Lots of hesitation though. Of course, right? If we think about it, if there was hesitation means I don't know, I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure. I'm not certain that where I'm headed, that I can see and know exactly what it's going to be. But rather than coming from here, we pay attention to that awakening fire within, and we go, okay, have I ever really been failed by spirit? I really want you to ask that. Have you ever, ever, ever been failed by spirit? When you have listened and honored your knowing, that pull, that desire within you, have you ever been failed? Right? My very strong assertion in this is that spirit, it's not a game. There's no game. There is, I either yes I'm in or no I'm not. And I'm going to let this opportunity pass and there'll be another one. It's not like I'm letting this opportunity pass and that was it. That's the lifetime done. Mm-mm. You choose. You either give your yes and put yourself in even though you don't know where you're going, or you say no and trust that there's something else going to come. That's life. It's not a game. We create games. Our mind creates games because that then we can somehow feel like have control in predicting. And there is no prediction, right? So let's honor that and trust that. Let's honor and trust that. There is really no way of knowing where we're going, what this is. We can imagine, but our imagination is rooted in everything we have ever already experienced. And what is emerging in us and in the world around us is greater than that. And can we make space in us, in our yes, to allow it to emerge? That's the invitation. That's the invitation. And it's okay if you're not at a yes. Even in our yes, we go, I hope. And we manage that. We work through that. It's okay. I love it. Kathy, there's so many beautiful parks here. Nice to share with those outside of our area. Exactly. And so I'm really, really, really hoping that we can gather together again. And it's worth the trip, I've heard. Everyone said that. So if it means you have to wake up a little bit earlier, it's worth the trip. Carpool with some friends and make it a deal. All right. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and breathe in large part because I also have to get back to garage sailing stuff. So we will be doing very short meditations tomorrow and Friday because garage sale. But I love you guys. All right, let's go ahead and breathe. Taking some deep breaths and coming into this now moment. Imagine breathing in light and love and appreciation with every in-breath and exhaling fully. Breathing in, feeling that light and love and appreciation flow into every cell of your body. And letting go. Breathing in, feeling your body receive all of that love, all of that appreciation, every part of you, awash in light and love, value and worthiness, and relax. Noticing how relaxed you are already. And just breathing. Sometimes we forget that this is enough to breathe and to be. To allow in all of the love, all of the appreciation, all of the good that is available to us in any given moment through the breath into this body. And as we breathe in, we breathe past our thoughts and our emotions, allowing our awareness to just fall back away from them, landing in a beautiful, soft pile of down, the arms of angels or a cloud, someplace soft, and we relax. As we breathe in, feeling that we are falling away even farther from our thoughts, from the busyness of our mind, letting it be till we come to the stillness within, to this beautiful, quiet place. We breathe and be, floating in this now moment, experiencing the stillness and the presence that surrounds us. It surrounds our awareness. This place of quiet is our connection with God, with Spirit, with the universe. And it is in this place that we have access to all that we need, trusting that it comes in ways that we easily recognize, in the moments that we are most open and willing. And as we breathe, we trust that there is no thing, no question, no concern, no idea that our vessel can generate that there is not a response for. We are one with the field of infinite possibility, this boundless space of creation, of love that breathes us into being. We have access and capability to work in and with this field. And we breathe, setting our intention for the day, for this moment. Considering any questions or concerns and letting them float away like messages in a bottle floating out to sea, trusting that they are already providing a response. We breathe, feeling our entire being relax, experiencing this present moment, feeling our connection. From this place, I invite you to notice your physical body. Noticing your chest rising with the inhale and falling with the exhale. Feeling the breath move in and through you. Feeling the beat of your heart, carrying the blood through your body, allowing every cell to receive nourishment. Noticing the electrical signals that are generated in the brain as they move through the entire body, awakening the cells, awakening your skin to experience every sensation, the way your clothes feel, the way your back feels against the chair, your feet in your shoes. The way your muscles hold your body relaxed and comfortably. Nowhere did you have to say, stretch, relax, tighten, contract, feel. The electrical impulses from the mind awaken every cell to its highest function. Awakening every sensory part of your being, every function that allows life within this vessel. Awakening every cell to beat in rhythm with every other cell, carrying the blood through the veins, through the arteries, through the capillaries, all of the many interactions at the cellular level, the chemical processes that allow you to be here, occurring in divine order. Your physical body is its own universe. Everything working perfectly. Everything working to uphold your life. To hold this force of life that is you, that you may be here. As you breathe, feel the love and appreciation for this body, for this divine vessel that you have chosen. Every single cell, every single blemish, every single follicle, every part of you. Perfection. And vibrating in the light of divine perfection. From here, we wish to bring your attention outward to your energetic field around you, like your body's own atmosphere. It moves, it circulates, allowing your awareness of the world around you. It is where you first understand other, experiencing the vibration, the energetic change As you encounter another being, another vessel, another form or structure, it moves in and through you. Your energetic field alive and vibrant, and your awareness of it stronger and more clear than ever before. It is fully a part of your wholeness, your being, and it resonates in what is good, what is God. Feeling the golden light move in and through your entire vessel, resonating in the light of spirit, permeable. You breathe life through this field and out from this field. There is a rhythm in who you are, drawing to you with ease all that is good, all that is in alignment and support for your wisdom, your knowing, your good, and allowing your resonance to repel or allow anything that is not in alignment to gently move past. There is no draw, no attention pulled to you that is not in resonance. Breathe and feel this force that you are. There is no need to create walls, to create boundaries, and instead allowing your divine being, your divine vessel to be the resonance of good for you. Bringing your attention beneath your feet, connected directly to your energetic field, the cord from the mother, the cord that runs deep into Mother Earth. This tether, like an umbilical cord, nourishes every one of her children. Every living thing on this planet is connected to her. And from this cord, we receive love, unyielding, unbounded love that fills up and wraps around and into every cell that we are. Warm, red, thick. And in this, we feel the gentle pull, this love of gravity that is hers, pulling us to her, allowing us to feel our place, our home, awakening our belonging, opening us to our nature in this ecosystem that we are a part of, life all around us, energetic, mineral, plants, animals, humanity, the elementals, the diva, all moving in and around us, making themselves known. And it is in our resonance that we experience life anew, beyond what we see, beyond our five senses, into what we experience life to be: vibrant, energetic, awake. We align ourselves to this awareness, open and porous, and we breathe. Breathe in gratitude. Breathe in all that we are, whole and holy. Breathing, we feel our entire vessel resonate in the light of spirit, feeling this light move in and through us, awakening our nature, awakening our place, awakening our relationship with all of life. And from here, we raise our attention above our heads to our connection with the quantum field, to the heavens, to that which is boundless, beyond our understanding, that which breathed us into being, the very idea of us, the spark of the idea. We breathe and open like tulips in the field to the great sun. We open to receive the light of the Christ consciousness, the light of divine love that flows in and through us. Moving into our vessel, we breathe this in effortlessly. It moves in and stretches all that we are. And we surrender fully in the exhale. Breathing in this golden crystalline light into our vessel, we are stretched. Feeling ourselves expand, every cell like a balloon, stretching, stretching, and fully surrendering on the exhale, allowing all the light to flow from us. Breathing in, filling completely to overflowing. We are awash in the light. We feel what it is to experience fulfillment. All that we need, there is plenty. And we stretch and grow in the breath. And in the exhale, we feel all that we are disappear, allowing the light, the golden light, to radiate outward from where we are, boundless, radiating in all directions. Feeling the light flow in and out effortlessly. Experiencing what it is to simply radiate this light, to be radiant and being breathed by the universe, being breathed by the all that is. Floating in the experience, relaxing in the experience, being fully present. Is in this experience of being that your entire system is acclimating, becoming familiar with what it is to be expanded fully, and still have the awareness of your being. To feel all and to experience wholeness, the holiness of your vessel, lacking nothing, resonating in the vibration of God. We breathe. It is from this experience that we begin to awaken to a new sense of power in our vessel, awakening the crystalline structure that moves along every bone, our entire skeletal structure. It is a beautiful iridescent blue encasing every bone in our vessel, crystalline in its structure, malleable, movable. And as we breathe light in, the light is received by the crystals and amplified, brightening, growing in its refinement of this light, in the ability of our entire vessel to radiate the light outward into the consciousness of humanity, into the nature of this planet. Our entire vessel becoming a star radiating light greater than 10,000 suns. We simply breathe, and our light emanates in all directions. Every breath, creating space in the thought structures of humanity, creating space in the matter until the vibration and light moves easily and effortlessly, where it can be received into the vessel of every human being, allowing the breath and the light to move in and through us easily and effortlessly. There is no need to push or to point or to direct. Every being on this planet, every life force on this planet recognizes its creator, recognizes the force of its being, and open. And we breathe. Breathing and being light. Feeling your vessel clear, your worries, your doubts, your stories, losing their power as you acclimate to this experience of being light, of being in connection with all of life. Ah. Beautiful souls, beautiful bearers of the light. Breathe and allow this to wash in and through you, feeling the strength of the light that shines from your vessel. It does not drain you, for there is no effort required. You are acclimating to being, to feeling your power, the power of your ability within this structure that you are to know yourself, to know your being, limitless, limitless. Your thoughts and feelings tell you otherwise. You are coming to awaken to what is greater than these functions, than these tools of being. Your feelings allow you to connect, to experience in all of your senses life, to awaken and draw to you others, to feel and experience a range of emotions, but not to be imprisoned by them. The mind is one of self-protection. To seek and to label and to claim dominion over all that can be understood. And yet, there is no dominion, for what is understood is inherently limited. All that you can imagine, all that you can be certain, is simply an idea that can be like a leaf on a tree that will blow away with the strongest wind. Be certain in the moment and be willing to be changed, to feel the breeze of change, insight, and inspiration, to move in a greater awareness, to recognize the limitation of the definition of the word, of the story, There is always more. Use the words, use the stories, but surrender your certainty, surrender your need to uphold them, dear ones. This is the practice. It will allow you to experience a more fluid life, to place your trust not on what you know and have known, but to place your trust on your experience and your growing awareness of who you are as a divine being. We honor and bless you for your work in your breath. Indeed, it serves you, but you are serving many. And in this, you can feel good, which will allow more light in those days where you do not feel so bright. We bless and honor you in all that you are doing. Breathe on, dear one. Take a couple of deep breaths, coming back to this present moment. I'm really glad that you're all able to join. Hi, Jamie. I'm glad that you were able to jump on. Wondering how you're doing. How's everybody doing today? After that, the message was really beautiful today and is a reminder that as we practice this, as we practice being in the breath, we are being of service. We're being of service not just to ourselves, but to all. And that sometimes is important, right? When we have those days or those moments where we feel like nothing we do is enough, or that that we should, we should be doing more. We're in a hurry to get it together, whatever it is, or figure it all out. And I just, I think it's really important that we remember that when we're in this practice, when we're breathing together, when we are even breathing on our own and taking a moment, like even in those moments where you're rushing around and, feeling overwhelmed or uncertain, that when you take those moments, you are creating space in and between your own structures, between the story or the habit mind that you have. And when you're doing that, you're allowing the infinite, God, spirit, whatever floats your boat in that, to move into your being, into your vessel, into your consciousness, and you can be inspired. You can receive something new, and that's a gift, and that's available to all of us. So I'm really, really glad that we got to do this today.